1940s Morris Minor being raffled off by a Suffolk-based firm with tickets available for £9. Bridge Classic Cars, our good pals, a family-run restoration company in Pettistry, has been hosting a series of raffle-style competitions since the coronavirus lockdown last year. We were intrigued. We've sent Luke Deal along to find out how cars are a lot bigger than a bubble car often.
You had to get that in, didn't you, the bubble car? Well, listen, I'm over on the Bentwaters estate this morning over here, and I'm in one of the warehouses, and if I give Craig the thumbs up, there you go, a Morris Minor Lowlight. If you watch Top Gear, the new series of Top Gear, which started on BBC One last night, they were doing a little film about your dad's car, the car that your dad had when you were growing up and the one you idolised. Well, my father had many a Morris Minor. So it's a privilege to be here this morning to find out more about this classic car. And normally, under normal circumstances, I'd be sitting in the car beside Craig to find out more about it, but he's in the car. I'm standing outside Craig. Morning to you.
Morning.
So tell us then about this wonderful car, because it's quite a rarity, isn't it?
It's a very, very early Morris Minor. It's a Morris Minor Lowlight. Late 40s, 1949, so one of the first off the production line, and the Lowlight was the first series, I suppose, of them, so they're a lot rarer. There's about 200,000 made, but when you're talking Morris Minor, were millions made. So to find one was quite rare, and it's quite unique because at the time when I bought the car, never knew this information, but the Buff Logbook, which is the original V5 back in the day that came with it, it was actually registered right here in Ipswich. So that made it even more special.
So it's a local Morris Minor, registered here, as you so rightly say, in Suffolk's county town. And the one thing that strikes me, it's in immaculate condition for something so old.
It's lovely, and we normally, because we're a restoration company, we do little bits to the cars to perfect them. We haven't done anything at all with this car, cleaned it. That's all we've done.
Yeah, and looking inside, just describe the interior. It's a leather interior, isn't it? It's really brown, isn't it? That's the only way you can describe it compared to the moquettes that you would get today.
Once upon a time, it was probably a lot browner than what it is now. It's quite original. A lot of people say patinaed, I think is the word.
Yeah.
So it's got a couple of little scuffs, and it needs a clean probably, but everything about it's original, so we've left it that way.
And I love the indicators. Just describe the
Brilliant.
indicators, because you don't need bulbs really for them, do you?
No, side repeaters. Basically just flick a button and the one on the right comes out or the one on the left comes out. And it works as well. That's the good thing. They don't always work.
So tell me then how you can go about getting a classic like this and then putting it up for auction. How does it work?
Right, well, it's behind the scenes, it's very complicated, but we tick all the boxes. We do everything as the UK Gambling Commissions allow you to do. Essentially, you can sit at home, you can go onto the website, you can look at all of our live draws, you can look at our previous winners, and you go on, you answer a simple question, because it's a skill-based competition, they call it. So you answer a simple question, you buy your ticket for £9 or however much. This is £9, this one. Sometimes they vary from £7 up to £15, depending on the car. We try and keep the odds fairly low. And that's it. You just go online and buy your ticket that way.
And how successful have these raffles been that you've done since lockdown began a year ago?
Oh, it's been almost a year. I think May was the first one we did last year. It's been really good. I mean, at the beginning was really difficult because you have to prove yourself. You have to prove to people, because we live in a world now, it's very difficult. Classic cars are of the older generation, and we're talking to modern people online to get them to win. So a lot of people are very sceptical, as you can imagine, about they see a car and not sure if you can win it. So the first few competitions were really tricky to do. Now it's great. We've got a fantastic community. You can watch the draws live. Charlotte's our presenter. She's very interactive. The hangar's here. We do it. There's only a 4-man team that do it here. And people can interact and talk to us. And we've got a great little community now of people that take part every time.
Are people still in awe of the classic motor car compared to the new hybrids that we're seeing on the roads today?
Yeah, I mean, we've just finished doing a mini electric car. We've had an involvement in that. It's actually gone over to electric classic cars to be done. They're putting a Tesla engine in it, and I think that's on one hand's great. Let's face facts, we're going to have to go down that route at some stage with electric and hydrogen and things like that. But yeah, you do get a lot of comments back when we put things on socials to say it's not how it should be, and the sound of the V8, everything like that. But yeah, there is still a huge community, huge interest in classics.
I mean, I love the Morris Minor, but the Mini behind is even in more of a mint condition.
Perfect.
It is absolutely. It's like it's just rolled off the production line at Cowley.
That's a local car. I bought that last week. That's going to be one of 3 competitions that we launch at the same time. One's just turned up outside, the 1275 GT. So that's being photographed today. But yeah, the cream or the beige one is absolutely immaculate. It was restored, I think, 7-8 years ago here in Suffolk. And it stayed in Suffolk. The customer who owned the car, the previous owner, contacted us last.
Get in
it, yeah, absolutely.
I haven't been in a Mini for donkey's years, and I'm just going to see if I can actually fit inside it. Oh my word, it's a tight squeeze. I can tell you that now. Oh, I can't even get me.
Everyone loves a Mini, though. That's the thing.
Oh my word, I feel like Mr. Bean.
You look like Mr. Bean.
Oh, it's immaculate. Do you know, it's fantastic. This is lovely. So do you yourself go off to auctions and buy cars?
Yeah, we buy in auctions, we sell in auctions. Is a good place at the moment to buy and sell cars because people aren't necessarily buying the traditional way as easily anymore. Showrooms aren't doing as well as they used to, and auctions throughout this whole lockdown, this seems to have thrived. So back in the day when you could go to an auction and get yourself a bargain, it's not really that way anymore. It actually quite high prices go through auctions now.
Fantastic. Well, I look forward to seeing this come up. This is going to be a challenge trying to get out of it now, isn't it? Look, with my long, lanky legs. Right, I just want to hear that Morris Minor stuff.
Okay.
Look, I'm glad this is radio and not TV. Right, we're out. Right, let's go back to the Morris Minor and just hear that wonderful engine ticking over yet again. Craig's in the driver's seat. Oh, listen to that.
There you
Fantastic.
go.
How can people find out more about the auction?
Just go on to bridgeclassiccars.co.uk. There's a competition section. Everything is in there that you can look at.
Ah, it's brilliant. Right, I'm here for the day, James.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not available for anything else.
What do we think this is likely to be worth? Because the number plate alone is worth a fortune on that Morris Minor.
If I was coming in to offer you cash now, how much would you accept for that car, do you think?
That is probably 15,000 because of how early it is.
That's not bad. I thought that would be a lot more than that.
No, these are really good, these.
Yeah.
Good first classic to have.
There you go.
I thought you'd be looking at a lot more than that, didn't you, James?
I thought more than that, yeah. I think the Triumph Stag might be worth a couple of quid more than that as well. He's got
the Stag.
Snucked away in the corner there. Yeah.
That's very brown. That's very brown indeed. Yeah, let's have a look at the interior. Oh, yeah, it's matching. Oh, that's a bit too much brown. Oh, yeah, no. I like the green. The green is nice. The brown.
The green is nice, yeah. And it's a split screen as well. And that was the only difference in the whole production, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I have to say, when I said in my intro, my dad had Morris Minors. I mean, we had the Minor, but his favourite was the Traveller, the Morris Traveller, which was absolutely fantastic, and the wood on the back of the car as well was absolutely great. But I have to say, talking cars, the other day I drove down the A12 in my satellite truck behind a bright purple Jag. Brand new Jag, bright purple. Seriously, metallic purple. And even everyone was just looking at it thinking, seriously, you're driving that?
That'll be a classic one day, yeah.
Pity about the colour.
It'll be a classic one day. Luke Deal,
well, I can't stay talking to you now. I'm going.
No, see you later. Bye-bye. He's over at Bridge Classic Cars. They're doing this raffle then for a 1940s Morris Minor. The ticket price is £9. And that's basically what could net you this gorgeous example with a very, very decent number plate as well. 1940s Morris Minor.
What's the verdict?
Oh, I love it. Absolutely fantastic. Takes me back to my childhood. It was a great little, goes brilliant. 40 up the runway. Wonderful little car.